Hey, what's up, comrades? So we're here to talk about another erotic visual novel, the thing that crushes my soul every single day. This one's called Dr. Amana, Sexual Therapist, and I went back and forth and even playing this game for the most part for a while. I kept seeing it pop up on things, and I was like, the renders don't look that good, and they're fine. It's like a 3D model game. So it starts off, and you're at the main character, which is you. You're at a therapist's office, and you describe to the therapist how your life was fine. It was good. You were doing a good job at work, making tons of money, having a good time. You got like a wife and a daughter, and then it kind of went to shit. And why'd it go to shit? Because of sex stuff, of course. Why? what kind of game do you fucking think this is? But then we never really get that clarity on it because the game is incomplete, and it's in two parts, but it's like a continuous story. It's not like other things like Areas of Grey where it's like still a continuous story, but what the fuck? It's really just like the one thing, but you have to. It comes in like two parts, and there's really not that much erotica. There's like a tiny bit with the wife, a little bit with the daughter, of course, and I think you have sex with a prostitute at some point. And then you can, if you choose like the sexy route, you can have sex with like a lady at work who is not very attractive. And then there's like a lot of teasing about having sex with like your daughter's friends, and one of them will give you a blowjob if you choose like a certain route. So the good stuff about this game is that it's got routes. And if you choose those routes, they actually make a difference in the story and your relationship with the different girls and stuff for the first part. In the second part, let me just get it over with. The second part is literally just like, hey, you're going to have sex with your daughter. So that's what this is. The whole thing is just like having sex with your daughter multiple times where your wife's like out of town. And depending on if you want or don't want your wife to have sex with another man, that's like an option. Like if you treat her poorly, quote unquote, then she'll have sex with another man and when she's on her like vacation or work trip. But if you treat her kindly and love her, then she will just be hanging out with like her mom, some old grandma. Right. And the stuff in the second part is higher quality than the first part. And so the sex with the daughter is pretty decent. But again, it's like there's not really a story and doesn't go anywhere. And according to F95, this game's completely abandoned. So unless you just want to like look at it for pornography's sake, there's so much more out there that I would say is more worth your time, that has better story or just better models. The daughter's model is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. She's like a short-haired. Well, she was short-haired at one point, and then she has like a braid at some point. I don't know. It was kind of confusing, but yeah, she's all right. So in the first part, like I said, you talk to your therapist, Dr. Amana, about all this stuff, and then you keep going back to her periodically. So what happens is you're telling the story to her, and so it's a framing device. That's all it's there for. There's no sexual therapy being done. And then you just get like all the women you can like interact with, but only certain ones are active at a certain time. And it's literally just like, you have to choose the girl at work. You have to choose your wife. You have to choose your daughter. And then it like opens up. Sometimes they'll give you like 2 or 3 choices, but you still have to go through every single one. So my question is, why? Like to get through, to win, to beat the first part, you have to click on everything. There's not like, because I went down both pathways, right? Because there's like essentially 2 paths, like I'm a sexual pervert, and then I'm a good boy who just loves my daughter's friends. And then you can close some of those paths off too. So there's technically 3 choices, but you have to go through. You have to click on everything. So I just don't understand the framing device or like the choosing, because it doesn't matter. So if it doesn't matter, why is it even here? It should just be like a kinetic visual novel with some choices, right? It should just be like you're just going and there's like an order to it as well. So the game will not let you continue with certain people's timelines until you get through like other people's timelines, because then it won't make sense chronologically. Like. And it goes back to a lot of these erotic visual novels are incomplete, they're abandoned and stuff. And I feel like part of the reason they get abandoned is because these people put so much work into like this bullshittery. And this is like games in general. People abandon games all the time because they spend so much time trying to implement all these systems that don't have any purpose. And they just eat up all their like time or money or like whatever they're trying to do. And so they don't get anywhere, right? And it's like none of these systems, especially if this is like, if you're like one of these companies that makes these games, and and you've been doing this for years, and you've been pumping out like game after game that's been like a moneymaker, right? Like a Mr. Dot, for example, or something where you have like 3 completed games, and you want to try something a little more different than just like, here's a Connect visual novel with choices. Then it's like, well, you probably have the money and time, and you understand like the basic understanding how to construct a story and do this stuff. If you're just like me, and I'm like, I'm going to make a rock visual novel, I'm going to start off with this framing device. It's like, bro, it's pornography. It sells its fucking self. Just finish your game, and then if you finish the game and you're like, oh, I got some more time, and Patreon or Subscribestar people gave me enough money, I'm going to make this framing device and like add all this extra shit in as like stretch goals or something, right? Like, I don't know. I think it's a lot of these games just kind of end up like abandoned. Or like, you know, they have these like cycles of like updates that are like a year long because there's like all this shit people are trying to like add in. And it's like, man, if your models are hot and your story is like legible, you will probably make some money on this. I don't know if it's a lot of money, but you know, you'll get people like, if it's more important, it's with these Kickstarters and Patreons and all this, it's more important that you produce than you produce good, if that makes sense. It's like the perfect is the enemy of the good, right? It's like you just need to have stuff coming out. Like if you're not producing stuff, then you're going to lose your audience, and then you're not going to get it back per se. And then you're going to have this abandoned stuff, and it's like your dream, your erotic visual novel dream is ended before it could begin, and it's sad. But anyway, there's not much of a story, is what I'm trying to get at. There's really not. There's like the framing device, and then you're just like, some shit happens, you have sex with a prostitute, whether you want to or not, but you can turn down having sex with the sister's friends, who everyone's 18, don't worry about it. Yeah, got it. And yeah, it just kind of like muddles along, and the second part's just like, now you're fucking your daughter. Whether you're, I guess if you chose not to be interested in her at all, but again, the choices are like, do you want to have a loving relationship, or do you want to have like a sexy relationship? And either one of those leads to sex. So, and I don't think the daughter you can cut off, because that's and there's no reason to even turn the second part on, because, and again, nothing goes anywhere really, because it's an abandoned game. So yeah. That's a hard pass on this one. That's Dr. Amana, sexual therapist. Catch y'all later.